What happens when your paycheck stops? This is one question that keeps many Americans approaching retirement up at night. Many in the generations before us had pensions. Every month, the money just showed up, like clockwork. But as pensions have gone the way of the dodo bird, more people are relying upon their 401ks and investments to get them through retirement. But I don't need to tell you this. The way your 401k bounces around can be a little unnerving. So how is it possible to turn this lump sum into 30 or 40 years of income without it ever running out? By the end of this video, you're going to understand 6 specific strategies for building your own personal pension, including how to guarantee income you can never outlive, a tax-efficient way to create monthly paychecks that most people overlook, and why building your own pension might actually be better than the old school version your parents had. If we haven't met before, my name is JP Geisbauer. I'm a certified public accountant, a certified financial planner professional, and this channel is dedicated to helping Americans retire smarter and live better. I release videos weekly, so if you enjoy this content, please hit like and subscribe, and you'll be notified when the new videos are released. First things first, let's talk about the pension you do have, Social Security. I know what you're thinking. Well, that's not enough to live on. And that's right. But here's what most people get wrong. Social Security isn't supposed to be your entire retirement income strategy, but it can act as the foundation. The average Social Security check is about $2,000 a month. That isn't a lot, but here are its best features. It's inflation adjusted, guaranteed for life, and if you're married, you get the survivor benefit. One of the biggest decisions you'll make regarding Social Security is when to claim it. Claim at 62, you'll get about 30% less than your full retirement age amount. Wait until age 70, you'll get 25% more. And this isn't just a one-time bonus. This is every single month for the rest of your life. I met with a prospect that was dead set on claiming at 62. I want to get my money before the government runs out of it. But by waiting until age 70, his monthly check went from $2,100 to $3,720. That's an extra $19,000 per year, every year, for life. But what if I kick the bucket early? That's a fair question. The break-even point for an individual is around age 80-ish. If you live past that, you've won. So if you're healthy and have longevity in your family's history, betting on living longer is probably the right move. And that's without taking into consideration the spousal survivor benefit. Making the right decision about Social Security creates a solid income base for the rest of you and your spouse's retirement. Now, strategy number 2 is where things get interesting. And it's the one Wall Street doesn't want you to know about because they can't charge 1% a year to manage it. Now, to be crystal clear, I'm not talking about the variable annuities with surrender charges that could fund a small country and fees that would make a hedge fund blush. Are they investments? Are they annuities? Who the hell knows? I'm talking about single premium immediate annuities, or SPIAs, and their distant cousin, deferred income annuities, or DIAs. The mechanics of these are simple. Give an insurance company a lump sum, and they give you a guaranteed paycheck for a specific amount of time up to your entire life. So it can very much resemble a pension. Let's say you're 65 and you put $500,000 into a SPIA. Based on current rates, you might get around $3,000 per month for life. Not spectacular, but remember, this is guaranteed. Markets crash, doesn't matter. Live to 105, you're still getting paid. A couple of misconceptions people have: you don't need to put all of your money into these. You can purchase these over a couple of years to take advantage of changing interest rates, kind of like an annuity ladder. Or you can use just enough to create the annuity cash flow to cover your basics. But what about the rest of your money? That's where strategy 3 comes in. And this is the one that gives you the growth potential annuities don't. Here's a question. Would you rather have a savings account paying 0.5% in interest or own a portfolio of blue chip stocks paying you 2 to 4% in dividends with a possibility of increases in the future? Welcome to dividend investing. A dividend is when a company shares its profits with the shareholders. The beautiful thing about quality dividend paying stocks is they tend to increase dividends over time. And as a bonus, the underlying stock price may increase as well. Let's say you have $500,000 invested in a portfolio yielding 4% in dividends, or about $1,667 per month, with you still owning the shares. Now, this strategy isn't without risk. Stock prices go up and down, and companies can cut dividends. So make sure you do the proper research to help ensure the company you're invested in has a good track record and is financially sound. But here's the thing about dividends. They're not entirely tax efficient, which brings us to strategy number 4. And this is the one that might save you the most money over your retirement. Let's say you have $1 million in a traditional IRA and $1 million in a Roth IRA. Are those the same amount of money? If you said yes, congratulations. You're setting yourself up to give the IRS a nice big bonus. If you live in California, that traditional IRA is really only worth about $650,000 to $750,000, depending upon your tax rate. The Roth? That's all yours. Most people make a critical mistake in retirement. They withdraw from whatever account is easiest, feels right, or is tax-free at the time. Here's a smarter approach for taking withdrawals. Number 1, taxable accounts, like your regular brokerage account. These have the best tax treatment for long-term capital gains. Use these first, especially in early retirement before RMDs kick in. But remember to use the step-up in basis concept to your advantage. Number 2, tax-deferred accounts, like your pre-tax IRA and 401ks. Every dollar you take out is taxed at ordinary income. Strategic withdrawals here can help you manage your tax bracket over the years and save you from being in the highest tax bracket when RMDs kick in. Number 3, tax-free accounts, like your Roth IRAs and Roth 401ks. Use strategically to avoid jumping tax brackets, but try to leave this for last. It's your tax-free ace in the hole. Finally, if your kids are high earners, this might be the best account for them to inherit. So if that's a concern of yours, you may wish to conserve these accounts. Here's an example. Let's say you're married filing jointly in 2025. The 12% tax bracket goes up to about $97,000 of taxable income. If you only need $70,000 to live on, you could take $70,000 from your taxable account, or you could take $50,000 from your taxable account and $20,000 from your traditional IRA. Why would you do that? Because you're filling up the 12% tax bracket before it gets into 22. You're going to pay taxes eventually on that IRA money. Why not do it when rates are lower and you can control the tax liability? Want an even better approach? Convert some of that traditional IRA to a Roth IRA during those low income years in early retirement. You pay taxes now at 12%, and that money grows tax-free forever. That's vacations, gift to grandkids, or just peace of mind. Number 5, you can create predictable annual cash flow using a bond ladder. A bond is basically an IOU. You lend money to a company or the government, and they pay you interest and give you your money back at a specific date known as the maturity date. Here's how a bond ladder works. Let's say you have $500,000 you want to keep safe. Instead of putting it all in one place, you buy a 1-year bond for $50,000, a 2-year bond for $50,000, a 3-year bond for $50,000, all the way up to a 10-year bond. Every year, one of your bond matures. You get that $50,000 back and may be able to use the proceeds for living expenses. Then you take the interest you've been earning and use that as well. Or you can buy another 10-year bond to keep the ladder going. Why is this better than just keeping money in a savings account? Longer-term bonds typically earn higher interest. You're locking in rates for years to come. You know exactly when money is coming back. It's like creating your own pension payment schedule. It's about as safe as you can get, especially with treasury bonds or high-grade corporate bonds. Now, the value of the bonds may go up and down based upon the change in prevailing interest rates and the duration of the bonds. So you need to prepare yourself for this risk. But if you hold the bonds until maturity, you will get the entire value of the bond. So if that is your plan and you're using it to manage your income and cash flow, the price fluctuations of the bonds in the meantime don't really matter, although it can be a little disconcerting as you were going through it. But there's one more strategy, and this is the one strategy that ties everything together. Now here's where this all comes together. Imagine your retirement looks something like this. Social Security, delayed to age 70, $3,700 a month. Annuity ladder, $1,500 a month. Dividend portfolio, $1,600 a month. Bond ladder, $1,000 a month. That's roughly $7,800 per month in fairly predictable income. You've essentially built yourself a $93,600 per year pension. And you can combine this with strategic withdrawals to help you fill in any gaps in a tax-efficient manner. The market crashes, your annuity, Social Security, and bond ladder don't care. Your dividend stocks may fluctuate in price, but the dividend checks will probably keep coming in. And because you've got multiple income sources, you're not forced to sell stocks at the worst time possible. With a pension, you're handcuffed to your job. You're stuck with whatever your employer gives you. No flexibility, no growth potential, and if the company went bankrupt, well, there goes your security. You get to build something better. You get to create a retirement income plan that's customized to exactly what you need, with the flexibility to adjust as life changes. If you need help creating your retirement income strategy, book a free call with me using a link in the description below. If you enjoyed this content, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.